So I just happened to get on here and see this. So it says this is Mark Carter. So it says Hispanics are our open enemy, and it says this white Hispanic immigrant who fled here after failing in her home country of Colombia, has the nerve to denigrate foundational Black Americans Juneteenth in our reparation movement. Has any Hispanics condemned her in these comments? So let's just kind of get into this and give my perspective. And some things, are going to be facts in some cases. It won't be opinion. It's not about being positive or negative. It's just stating facts in some cases. Some would just be my perspective. Or this is interesting. We got this Colombian that's clearly not born here talking about black people. Now, if black people are so bad and you doing so great, go along with your day. But see, in many cases, these people like this, they are sellouts. And I'll even get to that and prove it. And they don't mind doing the dirty work of white people. Then I don't say white people, white supremacists, and or just corrupt evil people. Because they are the sellouts. They are the corrupt evil people also, in some cases. Because you got to understand, for a person to flee their country means that they don't believe in their fellow countrymen's ability to solve their issues and come out of their corruption. Now, if we say, hey, you just abandoned them and you're not willing to fix your own problems, and they say, yeah, but I just don't believe in them, we will look at them a certain way. That's not really American to just abandon your people and not solve a problem. But let's get into this video here because they say maybe some Hispanic organizations have come out and condemned these comments, but it's not enough to come out because a lot of people feel this way. Because you got to understand, I've dealt with women that come from these backgrounds and they are whitewashed. People here are miseducated, so they are fleeing a situation where it's corrupt and they don't have quote unquote opportunity or a quote unquote education. So they believe a bunch of BS. I can't even understand what she's saying. Missouri Secretary of State. People vote for this lady. You a damn fool. How pathetic and disgraceful. This lady come from Colombia. If that's true, I haven't done my research, but just wherever she come from, it obviously wasn't as good as America. See, a lot of times people don't really think or ask these people questions. More so when looking to win an argument a lot of times, or argue an assumption. Uh, these people don't like where they come from. So hey, like I said, they'll do anything to stay over here. They'll sell their soul. They'll sell their kids. I mean, this is Dr. Phil even reported on that stuff. So hey, this isn't a negative. It's a fact. And black people aren't perfect people or without flaws, but there's great elements in our culture and some elements that we can improve on. But that's everybody. But the fact of the matter is, there is a hierarchy, and folks like this, Colombia, we think about. What you think about Colombia? Cocaine. You think about gun violence. You think about Escobar. You think about all these drug dealers having shootouts. Cocaine cowboys. This is like the audacity of some of these people. Like, it's crazy. You should be compensated for your work. But the thing is, a lot of these groups don't want to see because they will get lapsed. That's what happened. They don't want to see it. If black people get reparations and blow it, the economy is going to do. It's a win-win. So the fact that people are against it, it's some jealousy. Most people in this world are jealous. Everybody can be jealous, and most of the people in this world are jealous. Especially people that don't like to give credit. To say that, it's an assault. The most ratchet holiday, a holiday. But see, they don't have holidays like this where they really can be proud because she's behind the American flag. She's a defector. She abandoned her country because she said they are too corrupt. Well, I don't know what she said, so I need to ask her. But when you talk to these people, they talk about the corruption, the government. It's always the government, but you know what? They never really talk about why their country is failing and what are they going to do to fight the corruption. What are they going to do to help their fellow countrymen? They really talk about that because they don't want to help. They don't believe in it. They want to be over here. They want white people to do the heavy lifting. They like the white ice. It's colder. And then for them to come over here and pile on other people who have a gripe and to say, "Hey, oh, our government is corrupt," they they deny it, right? They try to, but see, and that behavior is the reason like they country failed because they have a backbiting culture of hating, not liking to see people succeed. See, the reason they see the trick that the universe put out here, what I noticed is that you have to be able to cooperate with people and not mind seeing people win. The thing is, it's a lot of people that don't like seeing people win. It's a lot of people that don't actually look to self improve or like to build or innovate. So as far as innovation, none of these people is different when it's the white black discussion in America where we have our issues. But when an outsider they come into the house, don't tell me my house is dirty if you are homeless or if you in an abusive relationship. What you need to do is start cleaning up. Now, you maybe weren't taught how to clean up. That you need to learn the ways because see this is what's going. These type of people is why the country is easily and culture spoken at. These people are used to oppression and tyranny, so they'll just go along with anything. Just don't send me because this is even if they poor in this country, it's a way better experience than being back where they at or where they from. They never tell you about the solutions back at home to fix the issue because who's going to fix the issue if you say you had to leave because it's corruption or and violence and all this, well, who's going to fix it? Or are you okay with just the country collapsing? A lot of them are because they just like, hey, we'll just try to fit in as white as best as possible, take the crumbs, and we got this other group that we can try to feel better than. But see, that's not going to happen, and they only just hurt themselves with that because they expose themselves. She said it's a ratchet holiday. I say, how so? How so? Because what is Juneteenth about? Being finally being told that slavery was over. That's a good reason to celebrate. So she's trying to say we don't have a good reason to celebrate being free. What does BLM have to do with? And first of all, this holiday being a national holiday is it's a con, it's a finesse because most people, first of all, most other people, only people need to celebrate this are Black Americans. It's just weird, like when you see a person like this celebrate the Fourth of July. What are you celebrating? You celebrating somebody else's independence. Your people didn't do anything in that. You have your own country that like it is different if somebody was born over here, but when your parents come over here, they pretty much saying, "Hey, we're not gonna get it together." So whatever these white people got over here, we just gonna ride what they got. Yeah, they did some bad things, but we can accept that it was other people. And you get too many people like that over here, you got a decaying country. They can't hold the torch. They don't have the mindset. They don't have the they don't have what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't really been here long enough to get that in a system really. I guess that's the only way I can kind of articulate it. I guess I need to work on that, but you got to be here for a while. Just because you celebrate Christmas don't mean you an American. Totally different experiences. Totally different mindset. We can't. America can't afford to do what they did. America fought for freedom. Whether you talk about the George Washington and all them, and the black people, that's what this country is about: freedom, fighting, resistance, innovation, and stuff like that. See, they want to get coming to the light a little bit and get some of the swag, but it's not really them like that. It's outrageous to see people asking for reparations, but you would agree that there are some lasting effects of slavery, right? See, that's the kind of question I would like to ask her because to act, and we don't know how long the effects are. Maybe some of this black on black crime is a result of slavery. It's got to be a traumatizing experience. You factor in epigenetics. I mean, hey, then after that, you got to go through Jim Crow. I mean, come on, redlining and all this other stuff. It's a lot of stuff you got to go through. A lot of trauma there. Trauma that if she was in the other, she was on the other foot, maybe she would have just left. You know, Uh, black people stayed. Most of us. It wasn't good to leave and fall for the tricks, knowing that these people are deceptive. You would always look at them as a skeptic. They should be celebrating. And it's like, oh, you don't really get no credit because you did the stuff for free. And like I said, hey, they did the labor for free. So hey, that don't even count then. But see, the thing is, the trump card, the big joker is the innovations that changed the world that Black Americans did. I mean, if it was just five, that would be good enough. But it's like 5 million or something. Maybe not 5 million, but at least 5,000. That's a lot, especially when you factor in some of these inventions and some of the stuff that's still getting made. It might be close to 5 million. We could say at least 500,000 for sure. 5 million. So this is I mean, I look at it as it's comedy because if I ever had a conversation with this lady, she would be up out of there. She wouldn't be able to answer no questions, or she'll get a reality check. And these type of people usually, let's say she believe this stuff, like she gonna. I mean, it can easily be debunked, but these kind of people don't really like to listen because if you're on the side of something like this and saying that people that were enslaved don't have a gripe, and then you leaving the country for whatever reason, I'm guessing you didn't like it there, and your whole thing was, hey, I'm not gonna complain, I'm gonna just run. That's, I mean, like it's not even, it's not even, it's not even a fair fight here. And then what happens is the mainstream, the black people that you see on TV with their talking points are not very competent if they not just flat out sellouts or paid operatives, and they allow this stuff to happen. But see, it's not going to help them out either, which is, hey, that's great. They'll never admit that they sell. See, sellouts not going to admit that they sell out. Why would you admit that you sell out? Let's say if they came across the border, you're like, why are you here? "Oh, I'm looking for opportunity." If they, it's better to say that than to say, "Hey, man, I don't believe in my fellow countrymen. We not gonna get it together. It's over. Can I just come here and work and just be a worker?" That's that's the aspiration. When you talk about, let's just talk about gospel music. That's creating an opportunity out of nothing. See, they don't create opportunities back home, and they don't ever talk about creating opportunities back home. And that brings me to a couple other things. This black and brown stuff. I'm not really with it individually. Hey, it's some great, um, white people, black people, and all other color people that I've done business with or are cool with. Individually, but as a group, it's foolish to act like people like us as a group. And even those people that I'm cool with, I don't expect them to actually speak out against stuff because most people are afraid to speak out against stuff. So she said we're ungrateful. The reason it's the greatest nation to ever exist is because of the contribution of Black Americans. That's undeniable. You see, like, because you can't say we didn't. Like I said, the labor. Hey, if you want to take that off the table, that's fine. The innovation, it helped because you got to understand these Anglo Saxons civilized a lot of these people, or quote unquote civilized them. They were not really civilized, but even when you think about that, that's they going off of African teachings from the Moors. What they got was not really Europe based like that. What they got was from the Moors. And then even when the Greeks and the Romans, they got their stuff from Africa. Most of it, I can't say they got everything, but most of it from what they say. And then it's like unbecoming language. So can we speak like that then? Now, if you speak like that, then you getting hostile. Hey, really? And then you got the guns to kind of appeal to the right wingers. These people don't mind being used. What did they? Now she talking about what did they do for Black Lives? What, you don't care about Black Lives either? You know what I'm saying? I seriously doubt it. I mean, she either do or she don't. If she do, great. Maybe you need to check out another strategy, or maybe I'm wrong, looking at it wrong. But I seriously doubt that you do, since you don't even acknowledge that the people here today have lingering effects from slavery. How disingenuous and just it's an insult. It's a slap in the face, and it's frustrating because it's like, man, our ancestors let these people come over here, act like they are allies. And like I said, individually, yeah, but no, as a group, no, it doesn't benefit us at all. They get most of the benefit. It's not a even exchange. I've seen, man, this is crazy. Again, the stall on the reparations is just because they understand it would shift the balance of power, because some good stuff gonna get done with it. So the other group, it kind of, it's like a truth serum. It kind of show, because you're gonna have to say you agree with it or you don't, and regardless if it's a lie or not, it's you know what I'm saying. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So this reparation, it kind of get people like, they really get them in their feelings. This is one subject that really get people in their feelings, because the jealousy really come out. Jealousy don't want people to do good or succeed or do better than them. Jealousy is not really a team player. See, I was talking to this one dude from Nepal, and they talk about, they don't. He was saying like how they don't really like to post pictures like that because the green out monster or something like that. So these people know they got jealousy in they circles. If they can fix the issues, they would fix the issues. See, they can't fix the issues because they don't want to work as a team. That's my perspective. I can go even deeper into it, but again, where their solutions at back home. It's just they got, since okay, you're right. We need to do that. Now you go say that same thing to your people because they need to hear it. Because even as bad as we doing over here, we doing better than y'all back home. A lot of these people don't really like us. They come around because it's a benefit. You get to take from what is quote unquote cool. Because they've said this. I've heard people say this. So this is like black culture can be seen as cool to some people. Not everybody, but some people, and they take it back to their group. It's like, oh, this is what I can do, or this is what I know, and I've seen it, and you can hear it now with the vernacular. Hey, like I said, man, these people they don't they don't have the best education. They not the best thinkers. Obviously, they're not problem solvers or good at being team players or wanting to see people win, even if it means them doing better than them. These people. Another thing, these people were enslaved and conquered, and they act like that's so much different than being in slavery. You're not speaking your native language from 1,000 years ago either. And none of these people have no smoke with Europe or the Anglo Saxons. None of them. That's the big thing. Okay, you got the message for us. I hear it loud and clear. We need to do better. Yeah, and that's something we need to take action on immediately. doing better. Now you go tell your folks that why, but you abandon them. You got this American flag. That's not your flag. You defected. Well, this seemed like jealousy and elitism. A lot of people, black, white, or whatever, had that elitism in them, a need to feel better than somebody else, even when they understand that it might be unfair. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if it's unfair or not. They don't care if they cheating, as long as they can say they better than somebody or see somebody. So it's people like that, like the movie There Will Be Blood. That guy, he was like that. He said it in that movie. He don't like to see people do good, even though he had money. He said he don't like to see people do good. There's people among society like that. But my whole thing is that, like I said, I hear she need to go fight that corruption, get that same message to them, and maybe this world can be a better place.